Hey everyone, Dave with the Spillproof Podcast. Just want to let you know we are still going to be posting our podcast episodes up on our YouTube channel, but we're going to be doing it a little bit differently. Instead of putting the full episode on there, what we're going to do is put small snippets of it, maybe some of the highlights, things like that. And then if you like what you heard, you can check us out where our podcast can be found. So right now, our podcast can be found at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and Pandora.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Spillproof Podcast. I'm Becky.
And I'm Dave.
And today, we have a good one for you. I think it's a good one.
Yeah, so today we're going to be talking about, TV. It's been on our list for a little while, and I know that we were going to probably go in a different direction, and we'll probably circle back around on it, but we're going to be talking about going for the better part of 24 hours, we'll call it.
The kids' waking hours, no TV.
Yeah, so we'll call it 24 hours with no TV.
Yeah, 24 hours with no TV.
Because obviously they're asleep and
yeah,
they're not watching TV at night.
The reason why we wanted to do a day with no TV is...
If you've been following us on our social media, we posted maybe yesterday or the day before that we have not been super healthy recently.
No, RSV has taken over our lives.
Yes.
Every single one of us got sick, including your mom.
Mm-hmm.
Dave's mom also got RSV.
Yep.
It kicked our butts, and then it kicked us again.
Yeah. I mean, I got up to 102.3 or 0.5 or something like that.
Yeah. Owen took the cake. He was 103.5.
Yeah.
Em wasn't too bad. I think the highest she got was like 101.7.
Yeah. But she was out of it pretty bad, too.
Yeah. She got it from
and she runs cold.
Daycare. Yeah. And
Her
then
temp is always low.
We all got it after that. So it has been the better part of 2 weeks that RSV has claimed us.
And today was the first day where we were all kind of good.
Yeah. There were no fevers. A couple coughs from the kids.
But it's mostly
no
due
fevers.
to drainage.
Yeah.
It's drainage from the nose going back. There's no fevers. There's nothing contagious at this point. It's really just the remnants of it.
But needless to say, the last about 2 weeks, there's been a lot of TV. Just because...
Pretty much every waking hour.
Yeah, like it was either on in the background because Dave and I were also sick. So sometimes we would just like be like, oh my gosh, I just need to lay down and like have the kids be in a room and kind of either watching TV or like playing in the room while we laid down. So there's been a lot of TV. So we wanted to do a detox. So we decided that today was going to be a no TV day.
And not that there's anything wrong with using TV, watching TV. We certainly still watch a bunch of it, but we have set times typically for it. When they wake up, they'll watch a little bit of TV. When they get home from daycare, they'll watch a little bit. And that's pretty much it. For the most part, when our parents watch them, it'll come on here and there. But
yeah, we tried, and I feel like we've been a little bit worse about it recently. Like we've let it go a little longer.
You got to reel it in a little.
Yeah, so I feel like it was a good way to prove to ourselves that we can go a full day without watching TV, and
we decided this on. Kind of on the fly, I think, or maybe late last night.
It was last night as we were putting the kids to bed, or getting ready for bed, I should say. They were having some milk before bed, and we were reading a story and getting our pajamas on, and I was like, we're going to do no TV tomorrow. And it was kind of like,
it you leveraged a second bottle.
Yeah, so Owen was like, I want more milk. I want another, they call their milk Baba. And so he was like, I would like another one. And I was like, just out of nowhere, was like, sure, you can have another one. But if you do, we're not going to watch TV at all tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because I was like, we need to do a no TV day. And for whatever reason, I thought this was a good idea. So he was like, yes, that's fine. And Dave was like, you don't know what you're getting into, Owen. Do you understand? Do you understand that tomorrow we will watch no TV? And I was like, he said it. We're doing it.
It ended up going a lot better than I thought it would.
Yeah.
Because we hadn't had anything planned. We had nothing planned.
Yeah.
we very well could have just been sitting in the house with no TV and screaming kids. There's a very good possibility that could have been the outcome. It wasn't, but it could have.
But we got up and we were like, all right, it's no TV. What are we going to do today? And we decided to go to the zoo an hour away because it's a better zoo. The kids slept in. So the last 2 days, besides Dave hasn't really slept in, but all of us have slept in because we're just kind of catching up on sleep after being sick. Emily slept until 9 a.m. Yesterday.
Which her wake-up time is 7.
7. So she slept an extra 2 hours. This morning, I think Owen woke up at like 8:35 and Emily woke up at like 8:40 or 8:45. So again, like slept in a lot this morning too. So that helped with our no TV day. And then probably after that for like the next hour, it was getting them breakfast,
getting ready to leave,
getting them changed. Yeah,
we were going to
us getting ready.
Over an hour away, so we wanted to make sure we had everything with us.
And when Owen woke up, he did ask for TV. He was like, "I would like the TV on," and I was like, "Sorry, buddy, we're doing a no TV day. Remember last night, you wanted a second, like baba of milk, and so we're doing no TV today." And he was like, "Come off it, Mom. Like, no way. This isn't real." And I was like, "We're going to do it."
And he didn't ask after it. After that, he didn't ask all day.
Yeah, I was shocked.
All day. But we decided that it would have been a good idea to also get outside. So we haven't been able to get outside as much as we'd like to. Ride our bikes or just get out in general. Yeah. Especially since we've been cooped up because everyone's been so sick. So the zoo was kind of a last-minute decision. Zoos are all outside, so it's a lot easier. You know, there's some indoor buildings to go into and see some animals, but generally speaking, the zoos are all outside. It just so happened that the zoo was doing a
trick-or-treating thing.
A trick-or-treating event that was princess themed, so you could meet Disney princesses, which probably would have been cool if our kids were a little bit older.
There were only 3 Disney princesses. Like, I only saw 3 of them, though.
The only things that were Disney at the zoo were the princesses and the food prices.
Oh my gosh, we'll get to that, but holy crap. Did we spend a lot on food?
So it was all on the fly, but and this isn't, I wouldn't call it cheating by any means, but you have to fill yourself with, or your day with, other activities. You can't just sit inside all day. The whole point of getting rid of the TV was also to get us outside, moving, more active, get some fresh air. You know, we haven't had fresh air in almost 2 weeks.
Yeah, like being so cooped up.
Yeah, between being sick and work from home, I think in the last week and a half, I left the house once, and that was to bring the garbage down. You know, it really wasn't, and then again to bring it up. But it just, we really didn't get out that much. So we said, you know what? Let's see if we can get tickets. We were able to get regular price tickets.
Yeah, we didn't get tickets to the themed, like, Halloween event, but we were still able to get regular tickets to the zoos.
And we did everything that we normally would have. We just didn't get to participate in
we
the candy stuff.
There was like tables set up to trick or treat at, and then like a couple that one photo op with a couple of the princesses. But the kids, like, our kids don't even watch like Disney princess movies anyways, so and they honestly don't eat candy like that.
They don't eat candy.
They don't eat candy. They eat they don't eat candy at all, actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
No, they M&Ms. M&Ms for potty training.
Yes.
That's the only thing we've done. They prefer fruit.
Yeah, or
even
cookies.
Over cake. Even over cake.
We're not those people that, like, you know, are like, oh, they have nothing. They have no sugar. Don't worry.
They have plenty of sugar.
We give them plenty of sugar. They just happen to not like candy now.
They don't have a sweet tooth.
They really don't.
They don't even like sugary drinks.
If I didn't grow them inside of me, I would be like, whose children are you? Because I have a big sweet tooth.
I don't, though.
You don't. I know.
It's getting worse as I get older, though.
They're like lame like Dave. They don't. I'm like, okay, I'll get some ice cream. And they're like, we'd prefer the mango popsicles or the real fruit popsicles that you have, Mom. And I'm like, okay. Thanks, guys.
So we went to the zoo.
Yep.
Zoo was really great. It was
Yeah, the drive there felt like it took a while.
mhm.
I don't know why, but they did good in the car. Em
Mhm.
got a little whiny and she needed me to like pat her head.
Mm-hmm. And just because we weren't sure how this day was going to go, we did have a backup of bringing an iPad and the Amazon Fire tablet.
But
just
we didn't
in case.
use it.
We didn't use it.
it.
But we had it as a backup because at some point we figured that this was all going to fall to pieces.
We
and
really
were gonna
didn't
have
have a lot of
back.
confidence in ourselves.
And we needed the phones
Yeah,
for GPS.
just in case. Plus, like, right, like if you plan for the worst case, it won't happen. But if we didn't bring it, it would have been a disaster. But we brought a book for Emily that's like a Baby Shark book. And like as you read through it, you can press like the buttons on the right.
And it
then
plays the entire song.
Yeah, it sings different like Baby Shark songs. Or basically it takes a bunch of nursery rhymes and like
It's
puts
a bunch of
Baby
ping
Shark
pong
into it.
nonsense.
Yeah. But she had that, and she had one of those poppers that are like all the rage right now, where you just pop them to the other side. So that kept her occupied, and like she got a little cranky, but I just had to rub her head. And Owen pretty much just had
A bunch of his cars.
And
he was making up games they were playing.
Yeah, and then we listened to Pink Fong animal songs for most of the ride too, and they were pretty content.
Yeah, just turned off all the speakers except for the two in the back, and we were good.
Yeah. In bed.
But the zoo was really good. It was nice to get out. It was nice to go to somewhere different.
Yeah, a different zoo.
Because we have a zoo membership, so we go to our zoo a lot. But our zoo's like a little bit smaller, a little bit, a little less animals. Certainly not as many indoor like reptiles and things like that.
Yeah, this one definitely had more like indoor walkthrough stuff, which was cool, but a little more crowded at the beginning than
we could barely find parking.
Used to, and that I guess I was a little comfortable with. And it's just because we haven't been around crowds, and so we were like smack dab in the middle of crowds, and we masked up, and Owen masked up, and
we wore our masks outdoors and indoors. They only required it indoors, which I didn't realize. I thought when they said that they required masks that it was going to be masks inside the property. But that's not how our zoo is, so I don't know why I thought that was going to be the case.
Yeah.
But I assumed there were going to be a lot of people wearing masks.
So we just wore them the whole time because we thought those were the rules, when technically the rules were just when you walked inside a building.
And then Emmy had her face shield hat.
Yeah, her
bucket
hat.
with
She
a
did
face
pretty
shield.
good. She did better.
She did better with it.
She did better than when we went to the aquarium.
She did, but we haven't practiced with it, so that's kind of on us. We brought some masks for her just in case, because she's around the age Owen was when he started to learn how to wear a mask.
No,
Isn't
she's
she?
much younger.
Is she?
Yeah, he was like 20 months when he started to wear a mask.
Oh, I thought he was.
It was after
Younger.
Emily was born. It was when we went to that apple picking farm.
You're right.
Yeah.
Emily was born.
Let me get into the nitty gritty of this. So right as we start lunch, Owen like squats in his chair, and he's not potty trained yet. He pee-pees on the potty every once in a while, but we were like really into potty training over the summer, and then we realized we didn't want him potty trained for our road trip, so we stopped. So potty training has been a cluster. So he squats down in his chair right as we start eating, and he's like, "Hey guys, I'm pooping," because as all toddlers do, he has to announce when he's going number 2. So he's like, "I'm pooping," and then we can tell that like he's super uncomfortable. He like won't actually sit in a chair because like, you know, he just went to the bathroom. He wants his diaper changed. So I was like, "Let me take you to the bathroom. I'll get you changed, and then you'll feel fresh and we can eat." So we walk in, and there's like a nursing room with a curtain, and someone's in there. So I'm like, okay, let's go to the handicap stall, because there wasn't a pad in a changing table like outside of the stalls. You had to go inside the stall. So you go inside the stall, and of course the toilet is like disgusting and a mess and like was not flushed from before. So I'm like, "Owen, do not touch anything. Like hold on to mommy's leg," because I also wanted to wipe down the changing table with my Baby Ganix wipes, which are like antibacterial wipes. And then I have my like, you know, actual wipes for the kids. So I'm like, hold on to mommy's leg and while I'm doing this. So then someone uses the like automatic hand dryer. And this is when I remember that Owen is terrified of the hand dryers in restrooms. So he starts to flip out, like screaming, like, Mommy, let's get out of here. I don't like it. I don't like it. And I'm like, I forgot he doesn't like these, which just sound like a vacuum. And he has no problem with the vacuum at home. Has never had a problem with any sounds like that. But when he's in the bathroom out in public, and I think it's because honestly, he's been in a public restroom like once since the pandemic started. And that's when he freaked out at the hand dryers with Dave. So he's freaking out. I try to put him on the table and he won't let go of my neck. Like he has a death grip on it. And so I was like, this isn't worth it. Plus this bathroom's kind of gross. So I told myself, like, we're just going to have to change him outside in the grass somewhere and like make the best of it. Like I'm not going to wrestle him in here. And then as we're walking out, I realized that the nursing room was open. So I'm like, oh, buddy, let's do it in here. There was actually a changing table in there. And there was also like an armchair because it was technically for nursing moms. But I was like, I got to change his diaper. Like he's got a big one in there. And there was also like a little, like almost like a bed that's like in the nurse's office in elementary school and middle school. Like it's like pleather, not pleather, but like
it's vinyl. Yeah,
it was like a vinyl bed almost, or like lounger. And so I was like, oh, and you can actually lay on this and I'll change you. So again, I wiped it down with the Baby Ginnix wipes before he laid on it. And every time the hand dryer goes off, he freaks out. Like he'll calm down and he would, at one point he was like, oh, it's not so bad. And then it would go off again and he would freak out. And so at this point, he's just really worked up. And I didn't realize he basically had a blowout. So I'm like taking off his shorts and realize there's just poop all under him. Like it's all over this little like bed thing. It's all in his shorts. It's all up his back. It's all up his t-shirt. And I was like, oh my gosh, like he hasn't had a blowout in a year and a half probably.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's been a really, really long time. So I was like, buddy, I'm so sorry. I'm going to like, I'm going as fast as we can, but mommy needs to make sure that you're clean. And so he's just crying. He's like covering his like forearms, or he's covering his eyes with his forearms. Like he's super distraught, just like screaming. And it's everywhere. Like it's on my hands. It's on my forearms. I'm like, I was thinking like, I don't know if I have a bag to put these dirty clothes in, but they actually had like, it wasn't a diaper genie, but some other version of it. And I was like, we have backup clothes. I just need to throw these clothes out because I need to get him out of here. And like, I'm not going to rinse these clothes out in the sink to try to save him. Like I needed to make a decision right then and there that like it wasn't worth it. So I cleaned him up as best, like I cleaned him up. I got it all off of him and he's standing in there with his socks and shoes on and nothing else. And then I put the diaper and I put his clothes and all the wipe. I used like a half pack of wipes in this like diaper genie thing. And then I wiped down all the remnants off this lounge thing. And then I took my Baby Ginnix wipes and wiped it down because I was like, I'm not going to leave like poop on, like someone else is going to come in and babysit their kids on this. So like, yeah. I was like, I need to clean this up with something antibacterial. And then I got his clothes back on him and I walked him back out and he was like feeling better. And I was like, oh my gosh, Dave. And he was like, you okay? You've been gone a while. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I sat him down and I was like, that was a lot. I can't even tell you about it right now, but that was a lot. And I was like, I just have to go back and like really wash my hands. And that's when I realized I had poop all up my arm. All up my arm. So it's like, I really got to go back. So I'm like trying to like wash up, literally up to my shoulders. I'm trying to wash each arm. And everyone's like staring at me in the bathroom. And the water got like really scalding for some reason. So I just switched to another sink. And it was a hot mess. So I felt like I probably had poop on me all day.
You probably did.
I probably did.
Because then he like sat on your shoulder.
Yeah, and then he was like, after lunch, he was like, Mom, you put me on your shoulders. And I was like, I really, really don't want to.
And then he jumped in a mud puddle.
He did. He jumped in a mud puddle and got his shoes and socks soaked. So by the end of the day, his entire outfit was just trashed.
Mm-hmm.
But this is what I get. That's what I got for trying to do a no TV day.
Yeah.
I got
Didn't
poop all over me.
Was it worth it? Thanks for listening to the snippet of this episode. Full episodes can be found on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and Pandora. As always, we love feedback. Throw it in the comments or write to us at spillproofpodcast@gmail.com. Thanks for listening.